I'll tell you what, man. What a fucking draft that was, man.
Seriously.
27th to the 29th. What a fucking draft.
Seriously, like
all the trades, all the drops, all the rises, the potential reaches.
Seriously.
You know, potential steals. Like, what a not only for the Steelers, but for all 32 other teams.
Seriously, this is probably one of the most exciting, strange, shocking, weird, anything you want to call it, drafts in a long time.
It's going to be really interesting to see what all these rookies do for all the teams.
Right.
See if there's going to be any steals, any, future big players within the future.
Right, guys that we could be excited to watch, especially players that we drafted. So, yeah, we're here to go over the 2018 Pittsburgh Steelers NFL draft
selections.
Yeah. So, let's just get right into it. In the first round, as you guys know, with the 28th pick, we selected Terrell Edmunds, safety out of Virginia Tech. We made a video. It was a very shocking pick, in our opinion.
Something I did not expect whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't think many people expected it because many people considered Terrell Edmunds a day 2 pick. And we thought that we could have saved him for day 2. Many people said that he wouldn't have lasted. We really, honestly don't know. It's nothing but opinion. And really, the more I think about it, the more that it goes by, I'm really starting to like this pick more and more.
Absolutely, because he is very versatile. He's an amazing athlete, great talent.
Absolutely, he can play.
He may have been a reach, yes, but there's no doubt that he's a very talented athlete.
Absolutely, he can play safety, he can play inside linebacker. He's got good height, great speed. He got nice strength to him.
He's got very nice tackling ability.
Yeah.
A little inconsistent here and there, but I'm sure he will work on that.
Yeah.
Going into the NFL, you have to work on that.
Of course. Now, I don't really expect him to make an immediate impact, specifically because I don't think he'll start day 1, which I think will be very beneficial for him, because obviously he'll develop and everything.
Absolutely.
So, I really like this pick. The more I think about it, the more as the days go by and everything. And really, I can see us putting him at inside linebacker, especially since the safety we drafted in the 5th round, because he wasn't the only safety we drafted.
Yeah.
We drafted 2 safeties in this draft. So that was a little shocking. And I think with the 5th round pick, who we drafted, the safety we drafted, I think we could move him down the inside. Which I think would be very beneficial because he's got that speed we need at the position, especially with Shazier gone. He's got the intensity. He's got the run support. Tackling ability, like we said, could develop.
He's got some experience at the linebacker position.
Right.
Because Terrell Edmunds, before he switched to safety, he was a linebacker, and he actually had his best season at Virginia Tech as a linebacker.
Right. And, of course, his brother Tremaine obviously beat him out at inside.
And that's why he went to safety.
Right. And the thing is, since he played safety, he has that covering ability at inside, which we obviously need.
Mm-hmm.
So moving him inside would be very beneficial because of his speed, his height, his run support ability, his sideline speed, his covering ability. I think it'd be very beneficial if we move him inside. But we'll see what happens, man. So Terrell Edmunds, I'm excited to see what he does in this upcoming season and the years to come. So
and with the Steelers' 2nd round pick, the 60th overall pick, they selected James Washington, wide receiver out of Oklahoma State.
This is a pick that we kind of saw coming.
Because day 1
we traded
of the NFL draft, we traded Martavis Bryant to Oakland Raiders for their 3rd round pick.
Yeah, the 79th pick.
So basically after that, we kind of knew one of the Steelers' picks on day 2 was going to be a wide receiver. We just didn't know what round.
Right, and when James Washington was still there at 60, we kind of expected that we were going to draft him because obviously we need someone to replace Washington.
Martavis Bryant, and the Steelers were extremely interested in James Washington.
Right. And the thing is, I really like this pick. I love this pick. I think James Washington is a very underrated player. He got a nice deep threat ability. He's got good speed to him. And I think he can be a nightmare in the slot. We can move what's his face? Juju outside and put Washington in the slot. Or what we could do, and I hope we do this, we could
rotate Juju and James Washington
from outside to inside, which would be very beneficial for this offense, which would be scary.
And would confuse a lot of defenses as well.
Absolutely. So I think that's one.
Especially with, I don't mean to interrupt you, but especially with Randy Fishner as our new offensive coordinator.
Absolutely. And, I just think that that'd be very beneficial. I think that's one major benefit, major highlight of this pick.
Mm-hmm.
And James Washington himself, man, he's got great hands. He's got good route running ability. Like we said, he's a good deep threat. So,
yeah,
this guy would be a phenomenal. I think this guy can be a nightmare in the slot. So I really like this pick, and I think James Washington. I don't see him making an immediate impact, but I do see him having a nice rookie season. At least I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I just think he can be a nightmare in the slot. Seriously,
absolutely.
I think he's a big mismatch. So excited to see what he can do in the black and gold, man. James Washington was a nice pick, much needed pick, and who knows, could be an upgrade from Martavis Bryant.
Very well could be.
So
he has no off-field issues. He doesn't have anything wrong with him.
Yeah, really, nothing really.
He's just a fabulous football player.
Absolutely.
Wide receiver.
Good speed to him as well.
Yep.
Good speed and slot. Nice hands, good route running ability, nice deep threat ability. Everything. That you really look for in a slot guy.
Right.
So James Washington could be a very nice pick, or he was a nice pick, but he could be a very nice slot guy in the future. So very excited for him.
Now the third round.
Yeah, the 76th overall pick. Yes, we traded up 3 spots.
We traded the 79th overall pick
and the 220th overall pick, a 7th round pick, to Seattle to move up for their 76th overall pick. And with that pick, we selected, and this is my favorite pick of the entire draft,
and perhaps the steal of the draft.
Which this is the steal of the draft. Mark my words, this is the steal of the draft. Mason Rudolph, quarterback out of Oklahoma State. Now, as you guys know, we've said that he was a first rounder. We thought that we could have drafted him at 26.
Personally, I think he is a first round talent quarterback.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a late first, early to mid second round.
But he lasted to the mid third round, which really shocked all of us.
I didn't really think that he was going to last. After we selected James Washington, I don't think he was going to last to our third round pick whatsoever.
Right.
But I guess other teams needed other desperate needs.
Right, and of course that benefited us because we got, in my opinion, our future, Mason Rudolph.
Yep.
And here's the crazy thing, man. He's going to be learning under Ben for like 1 or 2 years, right?
Which is going to be very beneficial for him because he's a great quarterback. He's still got some stuff he's got to figure out, but learning from Ben for about a year or two.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Like I said, it's going to be very beneficial for Mason Rudolph.
Right, and of course he has his main target, his favorite target from Oklahoma State, and James Washington on the team. Plus he's got AB and Juju. This is beautifully perfect. He's learning from Ben. He's got his favorite target, who has a lot of chemistry with, by the way.
Absolutely. They were one of the best quarterback wide receiver duos in college last year.
Absolutely.
They could very well be one of the best in the NFL in the future.
Absolutely. And he's got one of the best, if not the best, wide receiver in the league in Antonio Brown. And he's got one of the youngest, most impactful, most exciting wide receivers in the league in Juju Smith-Schuster. So when he steps in, it's just... This is beautifully perfect.
He's got great targets. He's got a great offensive line, and he will be ready when Ben does decide to retire.
Right. You look at all that, and you're like, this guy can't really fail. He's learning from Ben Roethlisberger, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. He's got his main target, his best target from Oklahoma State, and James Washington, who I said has a lot of chemistry with, and he's got AB and Juju. And plus a potential running back. If we keep Bell, he's got a great running back, or whoever we have at running back.
Right.
And he's got, like you said, got a great offensive line, great offensive coordinator, good coaching staff with him. This will be the steal of the draft. Mark my words.
Absolutely.
Seriously, I love this pick. Mason Rudolph. I really compare him a lot to Ben. He's just very similar to Ben.
He's just not as mobile like.
Right.
But
he is a lot like Ben. His elusiveness, his way to continue and make big plays, his throwing power.
He's great outside the pocket.
Right. His accuracy. It's just
his decision making. Like, he rarely made any turnovers at Oklahoma State. He set a lot of records at Oklahoma State.
Seriously. So, and like you said, his decision making, his throw on the run. He's just very comparison to Ben.
Right.
And him learning from Ben is terrifying to think.
Mm-hmm.
Really. So,
absolutely.
I love this pick. This is my favorite pick, and I really think this is the steal of the draft. For him to last to the third round and for us to grab him, absolutely phenomenal. And the fact that we traded up for him shows you that we were not only interested in him, but we're thinking about our future.
Absolutely.
And I know
I appreciate that by the Steelers.
Of course, so do I. And I know some of you guys are saying that Josh Dobbs was a wasted pick. We didn't even give him a chance. Who says we don't? Who says we don't?
He could very well fight with Mason Rudolph to be the starter.
Of course, because look at Ben. When we drafted him 11th overall, he didn't start day one. He was a third stringer in his rookie year.
Yeah.
At the start of his rookie season. He didn't start day one.
Right,
he had to fight for that starting job. And, of course, injuries and, just injuries and everything, eventually got to the quarterbacks like Maddox. And I forgot the backup quarterback to Maddox. And, of course, Ben came in, and the rest is history.
Of course.
So I can see, and I would love to see Dobbs and Rudolph eventually fight for that starting job, and I think that would make each quarterback a lot better.
Absolutely.
So, now, there is a possibility that we do keep Landry Jones and cut Dobbs, which I seriously hope we don't.
I disagree on that. Yes, he knows the system more than
Dobbs, of course.
Dobbs, yeah.
And he is the favorite, and for some reason Tomlin just loves Jones, which I have no idea why, and that's why I think it's a big possibility. But I really think we should cut Jones and keep Dobbs.
Yeah.
Really. So, and plus we'll have 2 potential futures at the quarterback position.
Absolutely.
And like I said, I would love to see a Rudolph and Dobbs battle for the starting quarterback position.
Yeah, of course.
It would just be very exciting. It'd be very, nice to see, and it would just make both quarterbacks a lot better than they already are. So, and both of them are learning from Ben. So, what more could you ask for? And Dobbs, if he is not the starter, he could be a very nice, solid backup for us.
Yeah, he's basically like a long-term backup decision.
Yeah, he could be.
He's a guy that can, if someone gets injured, he can come in. He's a good mobile guy. He's
Yeah.
got a nice arm.
Right.
So he could be a very nice backup for us if one of our guys goes down.
Right, he'd be a nice, solid backup for Rudolph or whoever.
Absolutely.
So, but Mason Rudolph, absolutely love this pick, and I know this is really nothing, but this is just an additional bonus for us Steelers fans. Marvin Lewis, who was obviously the Bengals head coach for some reason, I have no idea why, he still is. I mean, the Bengals would be the Bengals.
Yeah, I guess.
He was interested in Mason Rudolph. And we traded up because the Bengals had 2 straight picks after Seattle, and we moved up in front of the Bengals to get Rudolph.
Yeah.
So, how does it feel to get something taken away from you besides your playoff hopes? So, I love that pick, man. So, Mason Rudolph, my favorite pick of the draft, the steal of the draft in my opinion, and in my opinion, the future. I am excited to see what the future holds. The future looks very bright, seriously.
It does.
Like,
it really does, man.
After everything we said about that, it's just hard to see him not succeed or just everything.
Especially the way he played at Oklahoma State.
Right, seriously.
I mean, sure, he didn't play against top-tier, defenses, top-tier defensive talent, but neither did the other quarterbacks that were ahead of him.
Yeah, really.
So
you just look at the possibilities in the future and everything that Rudolph is going to have in front of him. It's like, wow, the future is bright as fuck, and it is.
It is.
It is, seriously. I'm excited. I really am. And with our second, third round pick, man, with the 92nd overall pick, we selected, now this was kind of surprising, but I guess it makes sense, and I apologize if I pronounce this.
Yeah, this guy's name's like very hard to pronounce.
Yeah, I apologize if I pronounce it incorrectly. Chukwuma Okorafor, offensive tackle for Western Michigan, or for short, Chucks Okorafor.
Yeah.
This pick was a little shocking, a little confusing.
Because I didn't expect an offensive tackle in the 3rd round at all.
Or at least this early.
But
I guess
I'm okay with the pick because obviously we lost Chris Hubbard, so we're going to need a backup tackle for Gilbert or Villanueva.
Yeah, right. And
if one of them gets down or suspended.
Right, and he could potentially be our future at the tackle position, whether that be for Villanueva or Gilbert.
I can see Gilbert because Gilbert's like, 30, 31 years old right now? We got to think about our future tackle.
Plus,
and this guy's pretty young.
Plus, he can't stay healthy.
Of course.
But Gilbert can't stay healthy, so he'd be a very nice rotational backup as well.
Especially learning from our offensive line coach. He might well be a hell of a player.
Him under Munkcheck could be very beneficial for him. So
absolutely.
This pick was very confusing, a little shocking. I'm starting to grow on it. But I guess it makes sense.
It does.
So
it does to me. We have a good backup tackle that could very well be our future.
Yeah, and him under Munkcheck could be very beneficial. So.
Absolutely, it keeps the line young.
Right. So and of course this offensive line can't last forever. So
of course,
you gotta keep it young and everything. So this pick makes sense. So I'm okay with the pick.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say I love it. Like holy shit, this is a great pick, but it's a good pick.
It is what it is.
It makes sense. So, and then the 5th round, man, with the 148th pick, and I was extremely shocked that this guy lasted to the 5th round. After I saw him last out of the 3rd, I was like, well, Seattle's taking him in the 4th.
I seriously thought he was 3rd round talent.
Yeah, seriously,
even 4th round.
He has 2nd and 3rd round talent, but I was shocked to see him drop, and I'm glad he dropped. And with this pick, I think we will be moving Edmonds to inside linebacker. Marcus Allen.
Safety out of Penn State, man. I think this guy's going to be a fucking beast in this league, especially with us.
Seriously. This guy is one of the most underrated players of this year's draft, and I think this guy could be a big steal in the 5th.
The guy was a fucking monster in Penn State.
Seriously.
He did so much for that defense last year with Penn State.
Right. And, like I said, because we drafted 2 safeties, I think we're moving one of them, which could be Edmonds, since he has experience at the inside linebacker position. We could move him to inside linebacker.
And you have Marcus Allen, who can learn from Morgan Burnett, and our Tom Bradley, our defensive backs coach.
Right, yeah, it could be very beneficial for him, especially since he'll be learning under Burnett. He'll be developing. He's obviously not going to start day one, so I think he could be a madman on special teams.
Absolutely. Him and Nat Burley.
Yeah, he'll develop for 2 or 3 years, and it could be our potential solution at safety.
Absolutely.
This guy, I think, is a very underrated pick. I think this guy is another steal, and could be the future solution at safety, seriously. This guy is a very underrated, very talented safety. He's got good height, good speed to him, good strength, great agility, great ball skills. He is very good at tackling, especially in the run support.
Absolutely.
So this guy, I think, is an absolute steal. I'm excited to see what he can do. I absolutely love this pick. Did not see him lasting to the 5th, but I absolutely love this pick. Seriously. I think this pick is an absolute steal, one of the steals of the draft. And him learning under Burnett for 2 or 3 years and him developing well and everything could be very beneficial for him and us and our future at the safety position. So absolutely love this pick, man.
Yep.
Could be another steal.
Absolutely. With our second 5th round pick, the 165th overall pick, we selected perhaps one of, if not the most versatile player in this draft class on offense, Jalen Samuels. Running backs. He can play all sorts of positions on offense. He came out of NC State.
Yeah.
This guy is very fucking versatile. He can play literally every position on offense. He can block, he can run, he can catch, he can even throw the damn ball.
If you can, yeah, if we give him the opportunity.
He's played running back, he's played fullback, he's played wide receiver, he's even played tight end. Yes, he's 5'11". Even with his size, he's played tight end. But look at Delaney Walker, he's 6 feet. Look how he's done at the tight end position with the Titans.
Right, he's
one of the best in the league.
Absolutely. I know, yeah, he's 5'11", he's 6 feet, you know, he is kind of short, but like you said, look at Delaney Walker. And this guy, this pick pissed off a lot of Steelers fans, believe it or not, on Twitter.
I don't get why.
This guy is, like you said, if not, is one of, if not the most versatile player of this year's draft. And this guy could be a absolute big, you know, star on this offense if we give him the chance.
Absolutely.
And I'm excited to see what he can do in training camp in this upcoming season, seriously.
It's going to be really interesting to see what position the Steelers, you know, give him.
I would like us to put him at running back, although I wouldn't mind us putting him at tight end. But I think him at running back, now I'm not saying he could be Bell's successor, but I think him at running back could be a very beneficial setup.
Yeah.
So
Rebel could replace Toussaint.
Yeah, he can battle with Toussaint really for the number 3 spot, which I hope he wins, depending on how he develops, of course.
And this guy can even return kicks as well, so he can be a very nice special teams contributor.
He can run, he can catch, he can block, and he can return.
Yeah.
The most, in my opinion, the most versatile player of this year's draft class. And I absolutely love this pick. Now, at this pick, I thought we were going inside, but, you know, with Marcus Allen, I think we're moving Edmonds inside, so I'm okay with this pick. And, you know, looking more into him, I love this pick. I'm really growing on this pick. This is a very versatile offensive player that we could really use, that we could, you know, really, you know, a player that could dominate in this offense, seriously, if given the chance. And with the quarterbacks he has with Ben and Rudolph, he could be a very big player on this offense. And I'm excited to see what he can do, what his future holds.
Absolutely.
Seriously. So, Jalen Samuels, very underrated pick, very underrated player. In my opinion, the most versatile player of this year's draft. Could have a big future, and I hope he does.
I'm really excited to see what he does with this team.
Right, and he could be.
I'm really excited to see, you know, what positions he's going to be at.
Right, we could put him at
running back, tight end, receiver, whatever.
I think we're going to put him at running back for now, but I think we're eventually going to test him out at other positions to see what he's best at.
Probably mostly the tight end position, since Steelers were looking at tight end. So that's probably one of the reasons why we got Samuels, because he's versatile and he plays the tight end position.
And of course he can block as well. He is very strong for his size.
Yeah.
Very strong, very bulky. So and you know, could be the future solution at kick return.
Yeah.
Punt return, whatever. Because we haven't had a very nice or successful return specialist in a while besides Antonio Brown. But of course we all know he's extremely valuable, so we can't have him back there. Right. That's where Jalen Samuels comes in. Could be a very nice return specialist. Yep. He's got good speed to him for his size and for his, you know, just everything.
Yeah.
He's got good speed to him, very surprisingly. And if we put him at tight end, sure, he'd be a little small for tight end, but he'd be very strong, very fast.
And very quick.
Yeah, seriously. This guy could play wide receiver, running back, tight end, fullback, anything you ask him to do on offense. This guy can do it all.
Yeah.
I love this pick, man. Growing on it, so. And in the 7th round, our last pick of the 2018 NFL Draft, we select Joshua Frazier, defensive tackle out of Alabama. I believe this is our first Alabama selection since Deshae Townsend. So, now this pick makes sense. we need depth at the defensive line position, and we need a better backup because I mean Dan McCullers, sure, he knows the system and everything, but you know he's not really the backup that I kind of.
I don't think he played one game last year with us.
He did. I don't know. I can't remember. I don't think.
But this guy's not. But Daniel McCullers, I don't see him as a guy that can really come in for Hargrave and do anything major, even if it's just to stop the run.
Yeah, I'll give McCullers credit. You know, he is a very loyal, very good. Well, not very. Well, he's a decent backup, but he is a very loyal backup. But I think it's time that we move on from him, and Josh Frazier could be a very nice guy to battle with McCullers. And the thing I like about it is that he has a lot of history, a lot of chemistry with Carl Dunbar, our defensive lines coach. Who,
because he was the defensive line coach for Alabama for like 2 years, I believe.
Yeah, so him and Dunbar have a lot of chemistry together. He worked under Dunbar for 2 years. So that's one benefit with this pick. Really, you know, this is depth. It could be a very nice rotational backup with Hargrave and everything. So,
absolutely. Get pressure off Hargrave, which he desperately needs.
Right, and like I said, that chemistry with Dunbar, this pick makes a lot of sense.
It does.
It could be very beneficial. So, anyway, guys, that is the Steelers 2018 NFL Draft.
Selections.
If I had to give it a grade, probably a B+, really.
I would have to say B+ as well.
Yeah, so
we're thinking about our future inside linebacker, which is Edmonds, or safety, wherever we put him.
Yeah,
we think about our future receiver. We think about our future quarterback. We think about another safety that could very well be our future. We could think about a dynamic player on offense and a very good backup defensive tackle.
And our future at the offensive line position as well.
Absolutely.
Offensive tackle position. So this draft makes a lot of sense. I really like this draft. Huge shout out to Steel Jedi. You know, he labeled this draft versatility, which I completely agree with.
Yeah.
This draft class, I think, is a very underrated draft class. I don't think a lot of people are giving it a lot of credit. I really like this draft, man. It makes a lot of sense.
I think this is one of the best Steelers draft classes that they've done in a while.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm very excited for all these rookies. I really like all these rookies, so we'll see what they can do with training camp. Very excited. Very looking forward.
See how they do in preseason and regular season, how they do on the field.
Yeah, really looking forward to that. So, it should be very interesting. And before we end the video, I want to mention one thing. For those that don't know, we did go to Steelers Fan Blitz. Had an absolute blast. We went to Fan Blitz.
It was a fantastic time.
Yeah, we went to Fan Blitz with Just Blaze for 1-2. Huge shout out to him and our sister, Still Blondie. Huge shout out to her. So, it was a fun time, man. Very fun time. I can't wait to go next. Well, because we plan to make it a yearly thing, so hopefully we get to go next year. Absolute blast, man. We got to play on the field and everything. Got to kick field goals, run routes, all that. You know, everything. It was fun. We got to meet a few players. J.J. Wilcox, long time Steeler, very underrated Steeler, by the way, and Jason Gilden. So it was a great time, man. Got to see Heinz Field.
Amazing.
Got to see Heinz Field. Got to see Pittsburgh. Went sightseeing. We went to Permane Bros for dinner as well. So it was a fun time, man. Seriously.
It was a great time. One of the best trips I've ever had.
Seriously, probably the best trip to Pittsburgh. And on our way back home, we decided to stop at the, what's it called?
The Monroeville Mall. I think that was the mall that they used for the movie Dawn of the Dead, almost 40 years ago.
Yeah. So so we just decided to stop there for a quick moment and you know, just really take in everything because we're a big fan of horror movies and we like that movie especially. So. And we stopped by a Steelers Pro Shop there. By the way, Monroe Mall is a few miles away from Pittsburgh. It's on the way to Pittsburgh, so if you go to Pittsburgh, I recommend you go there. And we, like I said, we stopped at the Steelers Pro Shop here, where they had a lot of Steelers, a lot of Pittsburgh memorabilia, Pirates, Pens, Steelers, you know, everything that you can ask for Pittsburgh.
Absolutely.
So, and of course, we got this terrible towel at it. As you see right here, terrible towel, Myron Cope's official terrible towel. But the cool thing I like about the shop is that you can get anything stitched on the terrible towel. I mean, it only costs $22 because, really, I think that's a good price.
It is a very good price.
Because
you can literally have anything stitched on it. You can have your name, have your YouTube name, anything you want. You just have it stitched right on.
Yeah, because the terrible towel itself is worth $10. Plus, you're paying another $10, $11, $12 to get your name stitched. So it's not a bad price at all.
It's a great price.
It's very, it's awesome, man. And we decided to get Steel Twins right there. As you see right there, terrible towel. If I can straighten the damn thing out, there we go. So it's real cool. We're probably going to put it in the background around here somewhere, so look out for that in the next video. I give them a high rating, so I definitely recommend you go there if you're on the way to Pittsburgh or anything. So the Monroeville Mall. So I definitely recommend that. So it's real cool.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed this draft class. I think it's very underrated.
I'm really excited to see what all the rookies do.
Yeah, man.
They make the team.
Seriously, man. So very excited. So this upcoming season should be very interesting. So excited to see all these players and see what they can do. So yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you later. Peace!